What's going on, YouTube? I'm back with another video, you feel me? Haven't put out a video in 2 weeks. So you know that means this video is going to be a mishmash of things. I'm going to have it all in the title. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be talking about first. And it usually all connects at the end. You just got to stay with me. So first we're going to start off with Dick Gregory, where he says, everybody's woke now. He said if your uncle or cousin, your dumbass friend, can tell you what's going on in the world and they paying attention and they can go, oh, this is going to happen with this, that's when you know we're fucked. All right, that's when you know that they're dumb as shit and all this shit is fake. So just remember that, because that's what we're in right now. Everybody paying attention to shit. There's this global awakening, right? There's this mass awakening. You go on Instagram, go to TikTok, you watch Reels, TikToks, nonstop. Everybody's like, yo, like emotional intelligence and XXX. But the thing is, there's a difference between watching something and digesting it and really understanding it. Because if you don't actually ever go through it or really understand, it's always just gonna, you think you know. And I just think that's a lot of what we're happening right now. What we're seeing is just people thinking they know something. And then when you say something back to them, they get tripped up. They have to think, but the thing is, when you don't really understand what you're talking about, you don't know how to think about something. Like if I were to really question you on, well, why did you say that? Well, why do you think that way? If you ain't really about that life, you're not really emotionally intelligent, you're not going to understand how to think. That's one thing about, that's one thing I've noticed in school, because I'm obviously being a teacher, is people don't know how to think. Like, because we teach them to, right? Everybody teaches you to memorize something, to then just, spit it back out. But we don't teach you how to think on your own. So when you get to your own problems, you just everybody's emotional intelligence is going out the window because you just get flustered, you give up. You just give up on yourself. So, and the reason why I say this, start with emotional intelligence, I remember I just tweeted a couple tweets, just like basic tweets, like, yo, really reflecting on this year, right? Like, I don't think people really understand. I feel like if you just reflecting, they're just statements. They're just saying like, damn, man, I've been through a lot of ups and downs, but you know what? Still here. Can't believe I made it. You know what I mean? I'm 100% human. A lot of people aren't. And when I mean 100% human, I mean, like, I'm living this shit. I'm really raw dogging life out here. I'm not smoking. I'm not drinking. I'm not doing no drugs. I'm really invested in every situation and scenario. Like, I'm not detached. You know what I mean? I'm really going through the motions. Like, I'm going through the motions with, you feel me? Like, I'm riding them waves. Like, I feel every ounce of the wave that I'm going through. A lot of people might be on, like Mac Miller said, I've been going through it. You just go around it. You know what I mean? A lot of people just go around things and they're detached from life and they're not taking this shit seriously. They don't take this shit serious. They just laugh everything off. Oh, it's whatever. Oh, it's going to be all right. Oh, I got arrested. It's no big deal. Bro, I'm like, what we doing out here? I'm really out here like struggling. Like, I'm really struggling for real. Like, I've been struggling for so damn long. And I'm finally like almost at the finishing line to like not be struggling anymore. And it's just like, it's like incredible testament to my strength. You feel me? Like, I gotta gas myself. Like, but like people, when you say shit like that, they're like, oh damn. And then I get a bunch of texts and DMs like, yo, are you all right? That's how you know you got a low emotional intelligence. I mean, it could be, and it could be just like people caring about me and they reach out, right? But at the same time, it's also like you're not reading what how I was tweeting was, you should be like, yeah, man, this life is rough, but I'm glad we sticking through it. I'm happy for your success. I'm happy for my success. Like type shit like that. That's the type of shit I was tweeting on. And I even ended the one tweet. I'm just like, happy holidays to everybody, and hope everybody's doing good. So there's no negativity there. That's how this emotional intelligence, is so low. So next thing I want to talk about, I'm sorry, I just had to get people out of the way. I hope if they watch this video, they don't get, feel offended, but it just is what it is. I mean, it's just like those tweets were just so uplifted for me. Like, I felt like, and I even said, like, if I'm not showing up for some people, showing up for people is hard. And I say that because showing up for people is tough, because when you, like me, when you're a person who's really going through some shit, you just feel like you're getting hit with life, and then people want you to do something, and I'm talking about showing up, like just big events or something like that, and you're just like, man, I don't got it in me. I don't got the, because I'm one of those people. I'm not one of those normal types of people that just goes in and slides in the cut. I'm not one of them. I'm one of them. I'm in the front. I'm talking to everybody. I got to do all that. I don't got it in me sometimes. To be like that, dude, that's tough. I know there's women that's probably like that. I know plenty of women that when they get there, they're the center of attention. That's a lot of energy. That's draining on people. So anyway, I wanted to talk about too. Just be careful. Like, so we're watching all these reels and TikToks, right, of theories and spiritual enlightenment, but you got to remember, man, like the cynicism underneath remember what I said before, like people, they're trying to get rich out here. Everybody has their own motive, their own agendas, man. You got to really carefully watch what they're saying. I can look at any person and instantly know what's going on with them. I have that. That's like my psychic ability. My psychic ability is reading that person and go, already know. So you just got to be careful out here, because you can't trust everybody. And then you're getting information from them. And then you're going to see constantly, like one thing I've been constantly seeing, which people don't understand, is predictive programming. Predictive programming. Okay, so let's just go to the Bible. The Creator created as he was thinking. She was thinking. Same with this book I was reading, Ceremony. Ceremony, this book, it's a Native American book, starts with Thought Woman. She's like the creator. She's thinking of a story. She's thinking it as she's telling this story. So what does that mean? That means we are all thoughts. We are all characters. If we are connected to Source, maybe we might not have creative powers. Maybe we might not be able to create literally. But if we're all connected to Source, and if all of us were able to collectively, subconsciously agree on what's going to happen in the future, and then it happens, we're going to call that predictive programming. Instead, we're not going to call it that. Hey, this is why I said my one theory. This is why I really be ahead of the shit. That's why I said in one of my videos, a year or two ago, where I said, I think the massive, whoever's in control needs an approval rate. Because think about it. They can't get anything done unless 51% of people approve it. So how did they get people to approve it? They put it subliminally in movies, TV shows, commercials, everything. And then subconsciously we go, that is what's going to happen. Then it happens. And then, or once they get 51% approval of our subconscious minds, then boom. Next thing you know, it happens. And then we go, oh, predictive programming. And someone saying, oh, we are Source. Right? That's really what it is. We're Source. So we really got to pay attention to what we're digesting, because you don't know what the intent is. You don't. We're out here digesting shit that's just not good for you, and you're gonna give it more power than it needs, right? You're gonna give it power, and then we're gonna turn around and be like, well, we knew that. And that's another thing with the predictive programming people. They love to say they knew it. They like to give more. It's so funny. The spiritual conspiracy people have more power than they think they do. That's why I said I don't really like spiritual, it depends on which type, right? There's always like certain people in each of these communities that you don't really like. That's with every community ever. You're just like, damn, man, why do they give us a bad rep? But those people give us a bad rep because it's like you have more power than you think you do, right? And if you, sorry, how you guys done? If you, like I said, like the conspiracy, spiritual type of dudes, if girls too, if they think that we're in a trap, it's over, there's nothing we can do, well, they're harnessing more energy off of you than anybody else, because you're also pushing the agendas. So not only are you saying that it's over, and you believe in so you're increasing the subconscious mind to get to 51%, and you're telling us there's nothing you can do with it, increasing fear. Like, what are we supposed to do with that? I'm trying to tell you, a lot of people, that's why I said watch who you're watching, whose content. Because if they're afraid of the system and yet teaching you and preaching you about everything about it, they're not really with it. They're not really with it. That's why I always say I'm down for what I'm up against. I'm down for what I'm up against. You feel me? I am not afraid of this life. Got to be careful. Everything is like half truth, right? We already know the Satanists need to tell us half truths to, avoid the karmic debt, right? So when you see reels and TikToks, like, oh yeah, we're from this, and this is the, they try to tell you all the truth in it. Really decipher why they're telling you that. Why is it broken? What's really going on? I don't know. I think that's really it. Just be aware of this mass awakening. All this shit, man. It's just like, I'm not saying it's fake, but damn near is. I mean, I feel like, for real, how I feel like I've been watching YouTube channels forever, right? Every single person that any person I've ever learned from has always come back to come out as like a fed. That's why it's like, I don't know why when I say it, it's like a problem. Or other YouTubers, I can say when I watch their videos, they're like saying, like, I know they're subliminally dissing me because they're like, some people saying, they don't believe this and stuff. And it's like, how can you be okay with potentially spewing false things when we know every person that we've ever learned anything from has been fake? Same with academia, right? I might be ranting now, but I think you get what I'm trying to say, that like, I really, why I'm saying this is because I really, really care about everybody. And I'm turning around. I don't feel like walking no more. I'm gonna keep it a whole stack with y'all. I hate when people be walking slow all up in my way and shit. Like, if you don't get out my damn way. I care so much about people, and they don't care about themselves enough because they see a little something. They don't have enough confidence in themselves, man. A lot of people don't have enough confidence in themselves. Like, for real, they don't. And that's why a lot of these messages and everything get flunked out. Bro, it's also as a crutch, but like, I believe in myself so much, and I've always believed in my life. And that's why it's like crazy to me. That's why, like I said, I've had nothing but hardship all my life. And it's like, but I still always believed in myself. I always was like, well, I'm always going to be fine. I'm always going to be fine. And then even when I was always down bad, I'm like, there's always like some hope that comes along. You know what I mean? There's always like something that helps me. And I'm just like, well, I got this. Can't focus on the all. You know what I mean? You got to focus on whatever wins you're getting now. I say that because some people looking at the bigger picture too much. You got to just look at the small shit first, small picture, small goal, and then work from there. I know I'm random, but I'm talking about just like building anything. I'm just talking about building anything. That's really it. Haven't put out a video in a couple weeks, I'm on break right now. just vibing, trying to, really decompress, relax. Next mission moving forward is really like the big one. So like, I feel like life's really about to ramp up, you know what I mean? And then it's crazy too, because you're like thinking like, life's really about to take off in that trajectory. And then it makes me ask the question of like, how can you, that's why I believe, this is last thing I'll say is like the revolution really won't be televised, right? Because the revolution is inside the mind, like he says, but at the same time, like, you're never going to be able to wake up everybody, because everybody within each group is going to have different, beliefs, and within these groups that's why there's always different sects of different beliefs. And that's why I really truly believe, I'm like, damn, like, maybe the point is to not ever, I hate this sounds bad, but like, I keep coming to this like thought process of like, should we like, but I feel like that's I'm not finishing because it's just so much and it sounds bad, but like, it feels like Earth is a battleground. Literally, Earth is a battleground spiritually, mentally, physically. And I think that is the point, right? That is the point. So no matter what fixes you think you can do, it's never going to happen, because it's supposed to be a battleground. And the reason why I say that is because I'm like, damn, like, maybe we shouldn't have, like, maybe everybody should have just stayed on their continents, Africans to Africans, Europeans, Asians, boom, boom. But at the same time, that would create more war. Right? Isn't that the reason why they went to war, is because other places had things they wanted? So why trade when they could just own it, right? And then it's like, well, if everybody mixes together, it'll decrease war, but then there'll still be a lot of violence, right? But there's not as much war until everybody fully. So it's like a catch-22. I really don't know what. Like, and I'm just talking about so what I'm trying to say right now is from a perspective of how do you, fix the world? You know what I mean? Hold on, give me a second. I really think, you know what I mean? Like, how am I going to fix the world? Not me. How are we if... How you doing? Everybody out walking today. But for real, how are we gonna fix the world if I feel like that's eventually how it's always gonna be, right? Right? So like, let's say hypothetically everybody mixes. This is the last thing I'll say. I'm sorry if I've been ranting for the past, like, I feel like the first 13 minutes was pretty concise. Last 5 is random, but this point, we on something. Just like, if every person fully mixes, right, then eventually groups in those are gonna branch off, start their own beliefs, and then it's just gonna restart 101, right? Every person or place is gonna get their own places. They're gonna be separated. It's going to be peace when everybody gets their own land, and then eventually the cycle when they like get their distinct traits, right? Because they're going to be wherever they get dominated or own, right? So like, let's say everybody's mixed race, everybody's the same color, and they all, the people take North America, some people take Europe again. And what if we just revert back to the same colors that we fucking were at the beginning, and then it's just the war starts all over again, the process starts all over again. How you doing, guys? Right? Ain't that a food for thought? The process just starts all over again. So all the wars, everything was just for naught. For naught. And you're starting right back at the beginning. Ain't nothing you can do. I feel like that's the whole goal, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the whole goal of this earth is for you to just be human. I feel like it's gonna sound dumb, but like, I feel like me trying and others, like, even pointing out all this shit, right? Pointing out all this craziness. This, like, listen, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, because who knows? I could have an agenda. I don't know, right? I'm not conscious of my own agenda. But, wait, what was I just saying? I think pointing out all this is too spiritual. I think the whole point of us being here is to be 100% human, living in the moment, just enjoying life, looking around, saying hi to people on the trail, looking at the fucking ducks, just taking it in, breathing it in. Because there's nothing you can change at the end of the day. And that's not like I don't want to sound like I'm beat into submission, but it's like, realistically, what am I going to go do? Am I going to be Tiananmen Square, running in front of a tank? And then what? Bro, I got ran over by a tank in my life. You think I will? This is me dying after getting run over a tank, and I'm talking to all my spiritual homies up in the other afterlife. Yo, you think I woke them up? Nah, bro, they tweeting about how crazy your death was. Actually, they roasting you for getting run over by the truck all gay like that. My fault. They said you fell and twirled all, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they just roast me for that. I'm telling you, it's a lose-lose. They gonna find some way. They gonna Photoshop me all crazy. They gonna roast my ass. They gonna be like, the way he fell was sus. Where was he even shopping in the first place? Why he was holding them bags like that? All types of shit. They just gonna roast my ass. All right. Really, though, I feel like I gave a lot of food for thought in 20 minutes, though, for real. At least I hope I did. Appreciate y'all watching. This is just something you throw on. You want to hear thoughts of like some dude rambling and shit. All right. I'll talk to y'all later.